Yeah.
There's some very spicy fixtures at 10 o'clock. Not least of
Great
all,
weekend.
Arsenal are hosting Brentford. And I heard
Bees!
My man Tony.
he has a huge bet.
Man, the
He gave me
bees!
the inside info. He told me that he was going to score and that he was going to put a money down on him getting a goal, but Arsenal winning. And so I was like, yeah, I can handle
A good
that.
2-1, right? Like a
That's
good
what I
2,
put.
a
That's what I put.
3-1 maybe, 2-3-1, somewhere
I
around in
said
there.
2-1. I think I've seen in recent seasons and over some like sticky patches that Arsenal have hit as far as goal scoring form. Um, we were atrocious in front of goal versus Everton. It was bad. Let's just face it. It was Row C19. The Tottenham fan. We were all aiming at his face.
That guy.
It wasn't great.
That guy.
But I think we know how important this game is. We know what momentum going into the City game 3 days later means. And I guarantee that Arteta's going to have them in the right mind frame. We're not going to be looking past it, because if we do look past it, we will get beat. Brentford, what are they, sixth? They're seventh or eighth. They're not a pushover team. They play the same style as Everton do, but as Everton did, not do, as they did. But I think that they're definitely better. So we have to really take a look at how physical that game was and realize that it's going to be just the same. Yes, when we went to Bournemouth earlier in the season, we kind of swept them aside. It was early on in the season. We were flying
You mean
high.
Brentford? You said Bournemouth.
Oh, good call. Yeah, Brentford. When we went to Brentford, my bad. Early in the season, we kind of swept them aside. Oh, we swept Bournemouth aside too, but that's different.
That's different.
But and so I think that this one's going to be a tough game. Tough game. I think Partey needs to elevate his game. I've heard some rumors that he was maybe not 100%. And that's why he came out in like the 55th, 60th.
I thought that sub came a lot earlier than I thought it would for a player who'd only been there for a week. Not
Well,
even.
I didn't think,
4 days.
I didn't think Georgie, I didn't think we lost anything.
No. It's just, it was shocking to see that it was that early to give him that much playing time in somewhere he hasn't been, like I said, 4 days. Georgie's a good player. I mean, he's mentally, he
decent.
understands the game mentally. He really does. He's a smart player.
I'll be shocked if we don't start everybody in this game, even though City is
I
the
think,
win.
and I was expecting y'all to punish,
Oh yeah.
Like, I have this going 3-0 Arsenal when I first looked at this, because y'all are going to be angry at that. And if you're not that angry at the Everton result, again, this is the thing that makes the champions throughout the season. Bro, y'all have to make it. It's more of a statement than it is points. But if you get both done,
it's big.
There's no more, right.
It's really big, because if you look at it, if we lose this game and then lose to City, they're on top of the league.
Yep.
Supposing they beat Villa. So it's like that. So we have to go into it. Like
And
I
then
said,
they don't get a point reduction, by the way. So.
yeah, well, assuming they're not in League 2 next week. But I just
I
think
saw a meme. I think it was it was a goal by Erling Haaland against League 2 Coventry City, and the ball just flies through the net, like flies right through it.
Yeah. Right. That's how it's gonna be. Oh man, that would be so bad.
That'd be awful.
Have you seen? All right, not to get sidetracked, but have you seen the ones where they break City's whole squad down, and they're like, okay, so now that City's been disbanded, we need to reallocate all of these players to the league. We got Phil Foden. Y'all got who did you get?
Haaland, please.
Everton got Haaland, because they were like, Everton got Haaland. Yeah.
Holland would
Yeah.
be so pissed.
Oh man.
Why can't we
like
get
the year-
Holland? I
It's
want
like the
Holland.
year that it's like the year that I didn't play club soccer in my junior year of high school, and I had never played the rec league, and so I went to the tryout. And it's not in me to it's not in me to not play, and so I went to the tryout not really knowing what to expect and scored like 37 goals because everybody sucks. I got put on the team with oh my God, it was bad. We were the worst team in the league, and I scored like 30 goals that season, and we still lost almost every game. Yeah, the very first game of the season, we lost 7-6 because I was nice, and I let at 6-6, I let some other dude take the penalty. It was embarrassing, and they went down and scored, and we lost the game after I had 6 other goals playing sweeper. Like it was
Mbappe in the final. It's not happening.
Like that. I didn't realize that don't play that good at the tryout, and so you won't get put on a crap team.
Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake.
Like that.
But it was hilarious to see where all the players went. Oh, y'all got Kyle Walker. That's who y'all got. Arsenal got Walker. Yeah.
Gross. I would not want Kyle Walker. Gross. That's disgusting.
Y'all got Kyle Walker.
Lewis is over here just to grit in away. It's great.
Just love it.
But no, I
loving the city they hate us.
Oh man, I feel so bad for him right now. But to get not not to get sidetracked, I do feel like this is a statement game for you guys. I feel like you just have to swing the bat. 2-0, commanding game, 60-70% possession. Just know we're here. That was a fluke. Everton gets the manager bump or whatever you want to call it. Frankie's gone. Whatever.
Here's what it is. I've said it on every preview for Brentford games. We can go back and look at the transcripts again. Every single preview of a Brentford game, win the second balls.
Yeah.
Win second balls because Tony's going to be knocking down the ball, those diagonals, all day long for Mbomo.
Mbomo.
That's the dude's name.
I know it is. Yeah, Brian Mbomo. It's just fun to say. It's fun to say.
Mbomo.
Mbomo.
And that's what they do. We know that. We know they're going to be physical. If we win, and that's what we didn't do versus Everton. They won a ton of the second balls. And the difference between Brentford and Everton is when Brentford win the second ball, they keep the ball for longer spells, and they're able to do that. Everton were more about breaking, trying to play fast. Brentford will keep the ball a lot more. And if we get 70% possession of the ball, we don't win this game, it'll be a tragedy.
Oh, tragedy.
It'll be a tragedy. It'll be the same thing, and it'll go from Everton was a blip to now we've lost 3 straight games.
Yep.
And the whole story is different. We've lost straight going into the biggest game of the season.
The whole
story changes. The whole script.
It's a mental thing for you guys, which is yep.
It's definitely so. I think, but I think we definitely have what it takes. If we play our game, we can break through the lines really easy.
Absolutely. You should roll this. Like on paper, I have you rolling this squad. Even given the circumstances, I have you rolling the squad.
I think with the way things are going, I think I'm comfortable with my 2-1 prediction.
I got you going 3-0.
Yeah. You're going 3-0?
I got you going 3-0.
I love it.
I think you have to. You have to make a statement here. If I was y'all, if I was in the locker room as a player, again, I don't have like a coach or a manager's mindset yet. Even when I was coaching, I had a player's mind. Like I coached as if I was a player on the field.
Sure.
Player's mindset here. If I'm in the locker room, you are not going to be able to sit me down longer than 10 minutes to talk to me because I am wanting to just rip this squad, right? Because you have to. Like when you're flying high, you have a championship squad. This is our year. This is my trophy. You took something from me. I'm sorry you're next, but you're the one who's going to catch the hands. Like
Xavier comes out 12 seconds in and just wrecks Tony.
Red card. It's the old it's the old Jose Mourinho look. I'm going to put you in the game. Do not get a red. 45 seconds later, catches a red.
All you heard was get a red.
All I heard was, oh, you need a red?
2-footed, no doubt, banana kick right into somebody.
What's that soccer movie with the kung fu in it or whatever? Where they're doing the.
Don't. It was so dumb.
That bad, huh?
It was called Shaolin Soccer. Don't.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Don't go watch
Won't
it.
go there though. No, don't watch it. It's bad.
Oh man.
Oh man, who's next?
What are we
After
thinking?
y'all.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think Arsenal does win this. I think I was just
Yeah.
looking. It is at Emirates. Arsenal has not lost at home this season. I think this is 3-1. My man Tony gets one for sure.
Betting on himself.
Yeah,
I
I
like
heard he put a bet on himself. So, are
it.
My man Tony.
you a betting man, Lewis? What you think?
Oh, of course. I'm looking at the last four fixtures: 3-1, 2-0, 2-1, 3-0. And so in my mind, I was looking and it says Brentford are ranked number 1 away from home this season.
Whoa.
What?
And I'm reading the stats, man.
Man.
And so it's interesting because I looked at Brentford and they're in 7th. And I'm like, man, they're having a heck of a season. And then I was looking at how they played against the big boys, since they've kind of found some form. I'm going to come with the shocker. I think Arsenal's mad, but I think it's a draw 1-1.
Whoa.
You're done.
I'm calling a late goal. I think Arsenal dominates the game.
I see. They
think
peel it back.
No, I'm looking at it and I expect Arsenal to win. Everything in my mind is saying Arsenal will slap them, right? Everything. All my logic is saying it'll smack them. But something about Brentford, when it's time to play the big boys, they show up, man. And so,
what website are you looking at for that information about Brentford being the best away team?
This is Footmob. Oh, hold on. No, am I
on something way different that's saying something way different.
Because it has David. So, for example, this is David Raya or Raja. It depends on his rank number 1 in saves per match.
David Raya, yeah.
I'm just saying, man. I think Arsenal will dominate the game, but for some reason, 1-1 is in my head. I think they won't deserve the 1-1 either. I think Arsenal will do everything and look like the completely dominant team. But I think because Brentford just seems to be that team that steals. And I think they bet on themselves. I'm not picking against Arsenal because I want them to lose, because I don't think I've picked Arsenal to lose a game this year. Like, I mean, even when Arsenal played City, I picked Arsenal. So and I don't expect them to lose. I didn't think they would lose to Everton, but 1-1 is in my head. I don't know why.
Is City Arsenal next week?
It's Wednesday.
Yes.
Wednesday.
It's the next game. I feel
could
like
there be a little bit of a look ahead there?
I think it's a 1-1, man.
No, you don't think so?
So why listen to me? But
there might be.
I feel a 1-1, but I think it's a late. I think Brentford gets one late, and because I don't see Brentford like beating Arsenal. There's no team that's been better than them all year. Even when City was able to get one of them in the FA Cup, Arsenal's still been a really good team. But they've never been less. I mean, it's more played bad. But I think it'll be left late, and I think Brentford get a draw. I don't.
Hey Jake, since I wasn't here on Monday, how are you feeling about these last 2 results? Like, do you think it's a wake up call, obviously, or do you think it's actually showing signs of cracks in the foundation?
I want to say that it's not that worrying.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that. Taken in a vacuum, each game is not really that big deal. We played 6 changes versus City and lost 1-0 away from home.
Mm-hmm.
And then in isolation, the Everton game, new manager bounce, they're actually up for it, blah, blah, blah. Fans are right behind them, whatever. We didn't, we had an off day. As far as our midfield presence and, our we were a bit sloppy. We didn't win the second balls. What really worries me, the cracks in the foundation that, I think are there. Eddie Nketiah is contributing mightily, I think, but he never had this consistency that he's shown this season. That's been his issue. He's never had it. And so he's had a brilliant January, but he missed two golden opportunities, one in each of these games. He should have scored in both of these games, and that is worth. Odegaard should have scored versus Everton. Trossard should have scored. Saka could have scored. So Partey had a shot from outside the box that looked good. So the lack of goals in the immediate past in these games is disconcerting, and it's not. It's a crack. It's a tiny little. The ice is kind of breaking a little bit, but it's not. It's still solid. It's still there. It's still there. It's. And if Eddie scores versus Brentford, that's completely out the window.
Right. Do you think you need a field general in up top like Gabriel Jesus instead of Eddie going forward with what is kind of transpiring right now in terms of failure to score now in 2 matches?
I don't. I think that Odegaard leads well enough. I think that Xhaka leads well enough, and the fact that they have goals in them, both of them. I think that when you look at the areas of the pitch, kind of leading from the line, a lot of times Martin Odegaard presses higher than Nketiah does and presses farther. And it's because Eddie is on the opposite center back, right? So if we're pressing a team, we don't press the goal. Eddie's maybe pressing the goalkeeper, and so they'll play the ball to the left center back, and Eddie will drop back to break the pass to the other center back, and which results in Odegaard being farther forward. And so I think Odegaard leading from the line, he was doing that fine against Everton, and then they took him off. Yeah, stupid. But I've moved on. I'm over it. And so I think that Odegaard leads well enough. Xhaka leads well enough that. But I understand what you're saying. Kind of having somebody.
Do you think the pressure though isn't on them because City didn't come through with a win against Tottenham, so that the team in general probably looks at it as like, okay, we can't do that again, but it didn't hurt us.
Arteta won't let him. No, Arteta knows way too well how strong City are, and I was thinking about it today. Until mathematically we cannot lose this title, I'm gonna be worried about Manchester City. I'm gonna be looking over my shoulder until it's done. That's just the way it is. They've been, all the we've bought, all this crazy crap allegations, whatever. They still had to go out on the field in every single one of those games and win the game. They still had to go do it, and they did it, and so that proves that they can still go out there this season and run us down, and so it's like I said a second ago, it's like I said last week, actually, we have to go into every match like City have already won 3-0 this week. You have to. Yeah. You have no other choice but to have that mentality. And I think Arteta will have that instilled in them. I think that he'll make sure we're in the right mind frame and we're not looking past this game, because I think Lewis might have the right thinking of it. If we do kind of look past it, it could be bad news bears.
Well, a funny thing is I was looking because something about Brentford just, I don't know, after they had a run of games where early in the season they were kind of struggling for form. And then they had a game that got rescheduled. After that game, Leeds was the next game. From that game, they lost a total of 1 game, and it was to West Ham. They lost 1-0. But everyone they played against Leeds and drew. They won 2-0 against Bournemouth. They beat Liverpool 3-1. They beat West Ham 2-0. They tied Spurs. They beat City. I mean, it looks like they show up, man. There's something about them, man. I would assume that Arsenal's aware of that, but I think Brentford is for real, man. They've been on a run, not where they're not going to dominate, but they're not going away. And I just feel like I think Arsenal will dominate the game in possession, and they'll be up 1-0. I feel that, and I think Brentford will get one. And that's the only. There's something about them. They're annoying. You know?
Yeah.
And so I think that'll be an issue. And if that, I mean, again, I think Arsenal is a better team, but something about this game just doesn't seem like an easy game.
No, there definitely are no easy games in this league. And if you're going to be champion, when you get pegged back in the 84th minute by Ivan Toney with his goal to win his bet,
you got to answer back right back.
Somehow find the winner
100%.
in the 93rd from Oledi and Ketia.
It'd be the Man U. The Man U game sums it up perfect. What you have to do, what you have to do as a champion, and that's what you're gonna have to do if this happens, or if they answer quick, and then y'all have to scrape 2 off of them. Y'all summed up perfectly what champions look like in that game. I'm telling everyone. I've said it after the game was played. That is a championship squad. The way you handled that game is a championship squad. I think it is. I know it's a lackadaisical excuse, but I do think there's a little bit of match congestion. They're weighing on Arsenal a little bit, but to the point of they got a pass. So like losing to City in the FA Cup, honestly, call it what it is. Yeah, it's a loss to City, but overall, again, I don't think our FA Cup's on your radar. It's Europa and the league. That's it. Y'all take those 2 home. That is a successful season for you guys. More so than you've done.
That's an incredible season.
Right. More so than you've done in the last,
20 years.
20, yeah. I was going to give you 16, 15 years.
They won the FA Cup like 3 years ago.
Again, that's why they don't have a problem losing it. That's what I'm getting at. They don't have a problem losing it.
We were going to win the league and the Europa League in the same season.
Yeah.
That's an incredible season for y'all.
We haven't won the doubles. We haven't won any double in 20 years.
I'm telling you. It's and I think the FA Cup was chalked up to, if we're going to lose one, let it be this one, and that mindset seeped in. I truly think this Everton game got away from them, so it shows a crack in the system. But once these boys have had a little bit of rest, they're going to come out. That's why I have you punishing Brentford. I have you taking everything out on them because you can.
Well, I'm down to get dumped on in Europa League and get dumped right out in the next round and win the league. That's fine with me.
We believe in valid truths. Yeah.
Valid truths. I like
Valid
that.
Valid truths.
Yeah. Yes.
As long as they're valid, they are truths.
We support valid truths here.
We support valid truths.
Yeah. Well, I think valid truth is a good spot to go ahead.
Great way. Yeah.
Wrap up on it here. We're almost at 2 hours. It has been a wonderful evening, wonderful discussion. It's been the 4th podcast. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, get the notification bell on for plenty more videos coming at you. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and have a great night.